Sean Ryan. Sorry, we're live now. Who's Sean Ryan?
The Sean Ryan show.
I don't know what
The
that
bald
is.
dude of this podcast, former CIA.
Okay, cool. What's he talking about?
Man, have you been out of the loop the last 24 hours?
Yeah, bro. All I've been doing is just working my ass off, bro. What's going on? Tell me.
Let me see if I can summarize it all. So he had a guest on the day before yesterday that had been emailed by the dude that allegedly did the Tesla Trump Tower thing
Okay.
on the
The guy
first.
from Colorado Springs, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they confirmed all that via his encrypted email and whatever. Anyways, evidently the theory is this guy did this as a stunt to make the nation aware of anti-gravitic technology that the U.S. government and the Chinese government has, and that's the answer to the drones in New Jersey for the past month and a half. And he also seemed like he wanted to come clean of his sins. The guy's, former special forces or whatever, or active special forces, I guess. But anyways, he pointed to an operation that he was a part of, that he was the targeter, where the U.S. government committed huge war crimes. He seemed like he wanted to shake the burden of that injustice.
All right. Well, my only question is, and I did hear about the anti-gravitic or the gravitic propulsion drive drones that supposedly are out there that we have, right? And I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying that he doesn't know. I'm just asking, how does he know? Just because he was in the military special forces, does that mean like all the special forces people know about this? Or is it more likely, do you think, that given this guy was special forces and probably saw some fucking crazy shit in the sand pit over there, you know what I mean? Maybe he had a mental break and heard some shit and went like, this sounds more like a mental break to me than it does like a guy who had an actual plan, right? Or like who had actual knowledge of things. It seems more to me, and I could be wrong. I'm 100% willing to be wrong about this, but it seems to me that this guy is like someone who went over the edge and probably went down some rabbit holes of stuff and, like said a bunch of shit that he can't prove, that that no one can really prove, I guess, or whatever. But, yeah, dude, it just seems to me that it's more likely that it was a PTSD type thing, like a mental breakdown. I don't know. Do you guys think that there's anti-gravitic or gravitic propulsion drive fucking drones flying over New Jersey right now?
And I don't know. I'm not smart enough to say.
Because I will say this also, very, very recently, like around the same time all of these sightings started happening, did you guys know that the drone policy of flying at night changed? Yeah, that's right. The FAA made it so that as long as you have lights on your drone, that you can fly your drone at night. And then miraculously, at that same point in time, people are seeing drones at night. I don't know. It seems like an Occam's razor type thing. It seems like a mass hysteria, if anything, right? Like mass hysteria affects lots of people at the same time, especially when it's like something like this. Like think about the what was the name of that fucking alien invasion thing in the 1920s on the radio or whatever it was, or it was the 1930s, I think.
War of the Worlds,
Yeah,
Orson Welles,
yeah. And then
reading on the radio.
people like went outside and they like swore they saw UFOs because they heard it on the radio. So now they're just confirming what they saw. It's like, well, now people are hearing on the internet that there's UFOs flying over. And at the same time, the FAA changed the rules about flying drones at night and that they have to have lights on them. And people are seeing drones at night with lights on them and saying it's UFOs with gravitron propulsion. And then there's fucking insane dude. Okay, here's another thing. The similarities between these two dudes, right? There's a lot of similarities, but like they were both at the same. Like I'm talking about the New Orleans guy and the Las Vegas guy, right?
Yeah.
The New Orleans guy and the Las Vegas guy were both in the Army. as far as I understand, and I'm willing to be corrected on any of this because I'm not 100% up to date because once again I've been really busy with shit. But yeah, they both were in the army. They were both at the same time stationed at the same army base.
Yeah, Fort Bragg.
But not at the same time. Like they weren't there contemporarily. They were both just there. But that makes sense because it's like I think a third of all of the army gets stationed at Fort Bragg at some point or another. So is that a coincidence, or is that just something that happens when you join the army? You know?
I mean, they were both there, but so were tens of thousands of other people in the overlap of their career. I mean, that's not. It's a large military installation. Anyways, the point that Sean Ryan and this guy were making was just looking at the guy's bona fides, his bona fides, that if he had wanted to harm anyone or cause major destruction, he could have. Like, he could have built a homemade that would have done more than what it did.
Right. Like similar to like someone made it or something. Yeah.
Right. He had the means, the knowledge, and the ability to do more and didn't. And then the strange thing was that multiple people that have confirmed that they know him say that his number or whatever, like someone in the comments is going to know better because I don't have it, but his encrypted number or whatever changed on signifying that his account changed devices or updated or something after the time of alleged death, after the event.
I hadn't heard that. I have heard about like the video of the truck as it was blowing up, and that people say that you could see him inside of it. And I watched the video, and I'll tell you, man, I couldn't really see anything.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't either.
Maybe people are seeing better than I can, or know something that I don't, or whatever. But from what I saw, I couldn't see shit, and I could not draw any conclusions from that whatsoever.
Well, just before you went live, I was listening to Sean Ryan. I got into it late, so I don't know how much they had already discussed, but Sean Ryan had himself, that guest again, and then another 3 or 4 panel members that were going over all of it, kind of rehashing.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing. Like, if the guy wanted to do damage, he could have. What did he have in the back seat? He had some like fireworks and gasoline, And then was everything on a fuse, or did he like light it and then shoot himself, or like how did that go? Like, what does that? I mean, does it matter? Honestly, unless we can prove that someone else was there with him, then it would matter. But then it would be more about like who's the other person and what were they doing there and how did they get away and
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I understand, there's video of him driving, like someone driving that car up and then it exploding. I haven't seen anything about anyone like leaving the scene, So I don't know, unless you're talking like MK Ultra, right? Where the guy's just like brainwashed to do some shit and he like some wires crossed and he malfunctioned,
You've seen that he was on TV with old Tim Kennedy 13 years ago. Somebody first reached out to Tim Kennedy, asked him if he's like, oh, I don't know who that is. And they're like, really? You were on TV with him? He's like, oh, yeah, he's a great dude. Like, he went from I don't know him to character witness.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. Like, okay, I'm having trouble. Like, I totally recognize the Kennedy dude. What does he do? Like, does he have a YouTube channel or what is it? I forget.
Yeah, so he was Special Forces or Green Beret, whatever, got out, did UFC for several years, won a title, got out of that, went back in when Trump was president. And then since then, I think is technically still National Guard Special Forces, which there is such a thing. And then like when we were pulling out of Afghanistan, he's got some charity organization that basically went against the State Department and probably multiple international laws and flew over there and evac people on privately owned planes.
Oh, he was part of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's kind of like American Bear Grylls. Like he's clout chaser. And here lately, he's been getting his cheeks clapped by a bunch of other retired podcaster SF guys for like totally fluffing his book, like making up totally false, which I mean doesn't diminish what service he really did. It's just it's unfair to fluff your career to that degree, like to make money.
Daniel says there was a new video released today. You can see the outline of him. If you can tag me on Twitter or like tweet that to me or something, that would be the easiest way to show it. I don't know. Send it to me on Discord. I don't know. Do something.
Check your Discord DMs.
I don't know, man. Crazy shit. I do know that when it comes to the drones, I'm pretty skeptical about new technologies that the government has that they're now unveiling or whatever, or that this guy's fucking revealing to people through some weird act of suicide. Like, I don't know. It seemed to me to be more of a message about Trump and Elon, right? Because he took a Cybertruck and blew it up at Trump Tower. So, I mean, that was obviously a message, it seemed to me, but it had nothing to do with drones that I could tell from just the thing itself. But, I mean, did he have a manifesto too, or was it just this letter that was sent, or was there anything else?
Yeah, he sent an email manifesto to Sean Ryan and maybe multiple other people.
That's the same one that was talking about the drones or whatever.
No, he sent multiple emails out to different people at different times. But I guess by corroborating, knowing mutual people, whatever, they've corroborated email addresses and stuff, confirmed that they're him. Because the one was like a Proton email. And then another was a message through, what's the Signal or whatever, his Signal security number changed or whatever, post event. So that there's people that think that he's alive. You know, he was saying that they're alleging. So if you're on the side of this guy just had a mental break, they think that maybe he was having hallucinations of being gang stalked. Because this guy basically declared that he'd been tracked for the past week or more. But he had sent out these emails and stuff like on the 29th, declaring that they needed to get him to somebody, get him to Fox News, get him to Sean Ryan, get him to somebody that could get it out there before the 31st. You're basically declaring that he was doing his thing and then escaping to Mexico. Pretty quickly after
video that I mean, I don't think I'll get in trouble for showing this. It's just a couple frames, really, and you can see everything light up. I still don't think you can see anything here, but you guys tell me. Yeah. Hold on, too many windows open. Too many windows. Okay, here we go. I mean, you can see the silhouette of the guy when the flash goes off, right? Like you can clearly see him there. He appears to be alive at this point.
They 100% recovered a body from the fire, but they've already said that the DNA didn't match his son, which is not. I mean, that leaves lots of angles open to scrutinize stuff, like maybe his wife cheated or et cetera, et cetera. But anybody, especially any soldier, especially a soldier of his clearance level, would have DNA on file. Like they've got a whole
DNA test already. Like that's kind of weird that they would have that publicly available. That they did a DNA test and it came back negative.
They did a DNA test on the cadaver, not on.
Yeah. I'm saying,
but like the people that it would concern.
Well, here's another thing that's kind of weird about it. He supposedly used a Desert Eagle 50 cal to blow his self-delete, let's say, for YouTube's sake, right? Now,
Push his easy button.
the report that I heard was that the blast from the 50 cal blew his teeth out to the point where dental records would not help them identify the body. Is that true? That's what I heard. And also, follow-up question, because I've never shot a 50 caliber into anyone's mouth before. Is that the kind of thing that a 50 cal would do? I mean, I know it's a lot of gas coming out of there, you know what I mean? But the bullet itself, I think, would just like have an entry wound, and you know, it'd be the exit wound that would be big, not the entry.
I think it would all depend on if he tried to start it or if he like stuck it to his temple.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that could be too. Depends on like where the bullet was traveling from into. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, if you like ate like Muffin Top eats hot dogs, then 100% I think it would blow your teeth out.
Okay, so they're saying under the chin is where he did it? Okay. Again, bro, I mean, there's some weird shit about this story, and the coincidences too, like the fact that like both these, I didn't get through them all. Both the dudes are in the army. Both the dudes are at the same base. Both the dudes did the attack on the same day, right? And that one, I was like, okay, well, why would that happen? Why would two dudes do an attack on the same day or whatever it was?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you were going to do an attack in the middle of the winter and you wanted to find people on the street, there's only so many options. You know, there's like the Waukesha guy who drove through the streets during the Christmas parade.
Yeah.
And you've got what, like New Year's Eve, and what else? Not much. Not in the month of December. So if you're going to do an attack and you wanted to send a message, you wanted to, you know what I mean? Like it just makes sense to do it at that time. If you're going to do an attack, it would be something like that. So is that a coincidence? Yes. Is it somewhat explainable through logic? Also, yes, I think. And again, I'm willing to be wrong, man. Like, I'm Mr. Conspiracy. I wear the fucking tinfoil hat all the time, and I'm the one up here saying, like, no, right now. But it's just because I haven't seen enough compelling evidence. I've only seen, like, oh, that's weird, and, that's a coincidence, you know? Like, nothing that's like, bro, what the fuck? Yet, anyway. And, you know, I'm sure there's more information still to come in these cases that we do not know yet. That might tip the scale towards that. I don't know, man, because we don't know that information yet. So
the most suspicious thing I've heard was that Chelsea Clinton owns like 30 or 31% in the company that was used to rent these vehicles.
Yeah, no, okay, I saw that, and it was Chelsea Clinton is an investor in an investment company that owns a bunch of shit, including 30% of the company.
Okay.
So it wasn't even like she directly owns it. It was like she owns part of a company that owns parts of lots of companies, including that company. So again, coincidence, but not enough for me. What up, Muffin?
Just got the boy down.
Nice. Good
He's
evening.
down
Good
for the count tonight.
Daniel put in $2. Said, "Read what I put in the chat. He was probably already dead."
Oh yeah, the guy in the car. I think so.
That's Dino. Teslas and theories would have self-drive with a cadaver if you taped the hands on the wheel and put sunglasses on. They rely on eye detection, but overrides it with sunglasses. Okay, you know, again, but wouldn't there be? Okay, so like Tesla has like the recording feature, right? Where it like records shit. Doesn't it have like all kinds of cameras and sensors everywhere that they probably have access to that they could pull up the footage from, don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
So
Now, granted, there's also that guy who does. I've never watched it because I don't watch porn, but you know the guy who just bangs a bunch of chicks whilst driving a Tesla. Pretty much all he has to do is keep his hand within, kind of like the new trucks and stuff, the Denali's. Your hand has to be within a couple inches every couple minutes. So theoretically, taping the hand would work, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I know with my buddy had a Tesla a while back, and he had like the self-driving thing on, and we could just sit in the car, and every now and again he would just like touch the fucking steering wheel just to,
Right.
know, and it would keep driving. So it was kind of cool though, because like you don't have to drive your fucking car. But
it is cool.
Anyway,
All of these points that you're bringing up are things that this guest and Sean Ryan discussed for an hour and a half. The what ifs.
Into that.
They made the argument that like if you were going to try and like if you thought you were being gang stalked, like a Tesla would be the last thing you would get into, knowing the government could shut it down.
Right.
But then also, if you wanted to like put a rando you got from a morgue or off the side of the road or whatever in it, and then drive it up like an RC car, that would be the easy one to use.
Daniel says you have to opt into inside the car recording. Well, wasn't it a rental car?
Yeah, it's like a rental through basically like an Airbnb though. So
Right,
it's like
right.
somebody's personal car.
Let's say you bought a Tesla truck and you're like, okay, to help make the payments, I'm going to rent this out to people. But I want to know what's going on with my car, so if there's a feature that lets me know what's going on in my car, I think I'm going to pay the extra couple bucks for that or whatever it is, dude.
Right.
I mean, I could
It's
be wrong.
devil's advocate both ways. It could be an older person who has no fucking idea what half of that shit is either, too. So.
Well, then how the fuck did they figure out how to put their car on a rental site? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I get
that
it.
shit don't add up.
It's just, some fucking rich bastards sometimes in California or whatever, they buy it just to say, oh, look at me, I'm doing this for the environment, some snooty bastard, And they have no idea fucking how to run it. Like, my grandma doesn't know how to run half the shit in her minivan, dude.
And besides the dystopian megacorp and Big Brother stuff, I think the Teslas are cool.
I mean, it would be fucking cool as shit to have like a Tesla and a Tesla wall with a Tesla roof on a Tesla house.
Yeah.
Because then you would never have to pay for electricity or gas again, and everything would just take care of itself. I mean, it would cost a lot of money up front. But
Did Leo fix his keyboard is the real question.
No, I didn't. I ordered a new one.
Shit.
What'd you do to your
Oh,
keyboard?
also while you've been gone, Honda.
I
Oh, hey, Leo.
I spilled Vienna sausage juice all over it.
On my chat, live, on
Live
video.
on his chat. With the camera
He
on.
was swirling like one of them.
Vienna sausage juice got him, huh? All right.
Yep.
Live on his chat with the camera on for everybody to see.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
great,
funny.
bro. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wonderful.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy. I'm glad that you did that.
I'm more
Yeah.
happy for me than him, but
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah.
I'm sad it was his new Christmas gift to himself.
yeah, I am.
it
a little
was.
sad. So,
Okay, here's another one that was kind of weird that I heard. Apparently, he got in the Tesla truck and drove all the way to Las Vegas, New Mexico, and then was like, oops, wrong Las Vegas. Like, he definitely meant to drive to Las Vegas because he did it twice. You guys hear that one too? That he drove to the fucking wrong Las Vegas before he went to Las Vegas?
Yeah,
Wrong Las Vegas.
there's
there's
a lot going on.
There's a Las Vegas in New Mexico, and he drove all. So again, does
Really?
that
I
fit
did
the
not know that.
Does that fit the profile of someone who's like this trained, tactical, fucking person who knows information and is trying to reveal stuff to the public, or someone who's having a mental break who's probably on drugs or something?
Mm.
Again, I don't know for sure, but it smells like a fucking mental breakdown to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In other news, the
Lord
UK is
is here to tell us how we're all wrong about everything, and I'm glad he's here. What's up, Inverness?
Not much,
Hey,
brother.
Furnace.
Just getting over the Black Plague.
Oh yeah, you got the bubonic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got that ebonics.
that's right,
Wait.
dog.
That's a different thing.
Aight.
How you been in Furnace? It's been a minute.
Busy. I've been working almost 6 days a week for the last 2 months.
Shit, making that money though.
Yeah, dude. Same. Well, not 6 days, but way more than normal. That's for goddamn sure. Month of December.
Yeah, if I get this fucking promotion, I'm gonna make almost 40,000 more a year,
Oh shit.
and I'll be the head RSO.
And you rich bastard.
Are you still gonna remember us and talk to us?
Of course.
No.
I'll actually have free. I'll have free time.
Oh wow. Oh
I'll
wow.
get my I'll get my weekends back, and then I'll get to work from home one day as well. So.
Dang. All up
You were
from
playing
there, baby.
zombies last night, weren't you?
Hmm?
You were playing zombies on COD last night, weren't you?
I haven't played that. I haven't played that, and it's been probably a good month and a half. I was playing Ghost Recon Wildlands with my son yesterday.
Okay. So I kind of sworn your name popped up on my feed last night.
I do have that game, but I haven't played it since the new map.
Well,
We need to play some games again, man. I miss getting together and playing games online. Like,
Yeah,
have you
shit
played,
was fun.
Have you played the new Marvel whatever game?
Rival, no.
I mean, it's
haven't
kind of
tried it
like
yet.
a first-person shooter-ish with just like every character has different types of weapons and ranges and shit like that. But
See, I was not a fan of Overwatch, and that's what
Me
it's
either.
based off of. So, but
okay.
I should give it a try. It's free to download. If I don't like it, I can uninstall it.
yeah.
I mean, that's the one everyone seems
And
to be playing.
Here
these
pretty
days.
soon they're adding Deadpool and Blade. So
Well, you can't kill Deadpool, so I don't know what the fuck they're planning on doing there.
Fan favorite.
Technically Wolverine too, right?
Yeah, I guess you can incapacitate them. That makes sense. What the fuck is this new plague? I've had fever for 2 weeks, says Daniel. Holy shit, dude.
Damn,
I
Daniel.
only had fever one night, but I just couldn't get rid of the cough. And then with getting fucking pneumonia last year, I just kind of freaked out. I went
I
and saw a
had that.
doctor on Thursday just to be on the safe side. So I was still coughing for a week, and then like, nope, your lungs are clear. It's just a fucking virus.
Yeah, I had that same exact thing.
Did you walk
I felt-
into the mystery fog?
My daughter brought it home.
It's always children.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got mine for my kid too.
She got.
I've
her
never been
boyfriend
sicker
sick.
than having a kid in
Friend's
daycare my
sick.
whole life.
I never
Oh,
really
yeah,
felt too bad. I just had the coughs.
Dude, kids are like sponges for that shit.
Oh
they, just,
man,
they
it's-
go around just like sopping up all the fucking germs everywhere they go.
Oh yeah,
We have a pretty weird family setup. I had to do 4 Christmas dinners.
bro. I
And
did.
so
Six.
I think I was pretty worn. I was pretty worn out. And then so Friday night I had my dad over, plus my sister and her kids, and then one of them was also sick. And then made dinner, and about 7 o'clock I was just like, man, I don't feel right. I went upstairs for a few minutes, like fucking basically passed out, and then my wife came up about 20 minutes later. She's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "No, I don't feel good." I was like, "Tell my dad I'm sorry, but I don't want to get anyone sick. I'm just gonna stay up here."
That sucks, man.
And then like, yeah, I felt pretty shitty on Saturday. I felt better on Sunday, and that was gonna be my first day back because we took a week off, the kind of staycation thing. And then I was like, man, I don't want to go to work. So I asked my boss, like, is that cool if I take today off? He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. And so I took the day off. And then I was supposed to go in on Monday, and I still kind of felt like crap. And I asked another coworker, like, hey, would you mind covering for me? He's like, yeah, I can do that. And so then I had Tuesday, Wednesday off. I felt pretty good on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it kind of came back. I was like coughing more than ever, and I think I got a little bit fever back again. And then Thursday morning I went in, did a checkup because I fucking almost died last year. And so Like, no, you look like your
Okay.
lungs are clear. It's not bronchitis. It's not pneumonia. I was like, oh, okay.
We're gonna have to put you down in furnace.
I felt pretty
swear-
good on Friday, but I was like, I want to take one more day if it's cool. My boss was like, yeah, you got someone to cover you, so you're good. So, and I have like 120 hours of fucking PTO, so I was like, we use some of it.
I swear, fucking, because of my job and like how many people I come into contact with on a daily basis, and because we don't make money when we don't work, so people show up to work sick a lot.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
that's the nature of restaurants in general, because you don't get fucking sick pay. We catch everything early, because I went through all of this like the beginning of December, right? Like right around right before my birthday, actually. I was sick as fuck, dude. And it was about, I don't know, 3 days of fever and chills, and like it started with sore throat and then ended with like fucking fluid in my lungs that I'd have to cough up every fucking morning. But yeah, man, it seems like everyone else is catching it now, because like people are still sick at work. I think they were just like late catchers of it or whatever. Like I caught it right away, man. That shit just went right through my defenses like they weren't there, but it's fine.
And we have a general purpose range that's a 5,100 yard. You can shoot most stuff down there, and so we always on the weekends, because that's where everyone brings all their idiot friends, and so that's where most of our write-ups happen. So I was in there, so it's outside. It is covered. There's a wood stove, but God, there was so many dipshits. Everybody with their new Christmas toys and coming out to the range. I had to fucking yell at so many people, so I just destroyed my voice after coughing already for a week straight.
You should get one of those bullhorn things. So you'd be like, "Hey, you down there! No shooting like that, asshole!"
Quit being a retard.
Yeah, that's what you need for Christmas. Fuck a gun. You need a fucking megaphone.
I probably got almost 15,000 steps in that day. It was a good day. It was nice because for a fucking week I was at home. It's just yelling at people. It definitely tore my voice up.
I don't want
Is
to
that
tell
your
you how many
favorite thing in
steps I've run
Furnace?
a night at work. It's
What?
ridiculous.
Yelling at people?
No, my favorite thing is we're busy, but everyone's just doing what they're supposed to do and just chill, get to see really cool shit, and then people always ask me if I want to shoot their shit, and those are the best. Those are the fucking dream days. I hate having to. I want people when they see me to come in there just to be, hey, it's just someone making sure we're all safe. I hate disciplining people. It's not a power trip at all for me. I just fucking love guns and love being around them. So.
That's good.
And want people to have a good time, and because our range, especially down in the action range, we allow you to do a lot of things that other ranges don't. You can fucking run and gun down in the action range. You can do.
I was watching a video of this guy who was shooting at it was just like an indoor pistol range or whatever, and he had a piece of brass jump up and go down his like the back of his shirt and stick against his neck, And with the gun in his hand, he starts frantically trying to get the fucking thing off of his neck. And you know what happens next?
Bad day.
Yeah. But
Did
he
he shoot
didn't
somebody?
well, he got himself.
Oh,
But it didn't look like he got himself for good, because then he fell down. He was like, "Oh shit, I need help," and then gets up and runs out to find help. So
we've been
got
a
shot
club.
himself.
This has been a club since 1942 in Oregon. I think my understanding, the only people that have shot themselves there so far have all been police officers. Because we have agencies that train there, and so we have about 15 of them. So that's my understanding. Now, we've had major accidents and people's shit explode and then we get hurt, but other than mechanical fails, the only people that shot themselves have been cops.
Dude, there's a firearm training facility for police only that's right down the street, and I would love to go there and be like, hey, I know that I'm not allowed to be here, but I'm allowed to be here today. Fuck you. Like,
Clackamas police have a really, really nice indoor range, but it actually is open to the public. You can go down there and shoot.
yeah, this one is not. They're fucking super strict. I should just go show up there and be like, what? Just bring some guns with me. Like, hey, I'm here to shoot. What are you gonna do? Arrest me?
No, like Oregon. I mean, for right now, because 114 hasn't officially went through. Like, you can own anything there. You can own machine guns, fucking grenades. Like, I have people that show up with fucking legit M203s and crap.
Yeah.
They're working hard to change that, but so far Oregon's court has actually stepped up and done their job. Like 114 was voted on by the people and it passed, which was going to do magazine restrictions and special training for assault weapons and all this other bullshit. But
And it was all Bloomberg and Giffords funded.
The Supreme Court said no.
Well, I mean, we've got the magazine thing going, but I think it's only a matter of time till that gets overturned because of reasons, right?
Yeah, technically Oregon does too, but the court has put a halt to it because it was legitly voted on. The people voted for it barely. It only passed by a little over 1%.
But as far as assault weapons ban, Colorado came real fucking close. If you guys remember this last voting session to passing an assault weapons ban, so like it could be right around the corner at any fucking time.
In Washington, other than 1649, we haven't got a vote on any of this shit. They've just put it through.
But as of right now, I mean, we do have a lot of rules here though now, because it used to be pretty free in Colorado, and then we got the magazine thing, and then we have like carry laws now in your car that didn't used to, I have to look into exactly what it is. Like you have to have it like locked up or something. They just changed it like January 1st. It changed. We have the 3-day waiting period. We have universal background checks. What else? There's something else.
Yeah, we can't even buy fucking AR parts right now. Technically, almost all of it is illegal.
My God. You need freedom.
Well, everything's grandfathered in, so you can still own all your shit. You just can't. And as of right now, if this doesn't change from, I think the bill was 2040 or something like that. If it doesn't change, all my guns I can give to my son, and he can't give it to his or his kids. They have to be destroyed after that.
My God, that's fucked.
Well, like, good luck with that shit, dude.
Yep.
Like that works great on paper when you're like, hey, everybody, guess what? We'll allow you to have these guns for now, but when your grandkids get them, like I'd be training my grandkids on how to fucking like spot an ATF truck from a mile away.
I wouldn't be too much worried about it. Probably 30 to 40 years right now, it's probably not going to matter anyway.
Well,
That's true. We'll be a separable nation.
Somebody said 4 years ago.
Well, think about this, though.
That's true.
What is the point of the Second Amendment, right? The point, basically, in a nutshell, was so that the American people would have the same tools and implements as any army or the best army in the world, right? Because when it was written, you could have a fucking warship with cannons, you could have cannons and fucking muskets and whatever else you could fucking come up with, right? And that was what the militaries of the time were using. That was the exact same shit. That'd be the same thing as if today you could buy an Abrams tank and a fucking F-16 or whatever, but you can't because those things are restricted because they've made rules that say, well, the Second Amendment wasn't talking about aircraft. Yes, the fuck it was. Fuck you. Yes, it was. They just didn't think of it yet. They were talking about the modern war implements of warfare, whatever the governments or the militaries of the time were using, to be in the hands of the American people as a check against tyranny. And I mean, yeah, you can have all the AR-15s you want. I think against like the drones of the future that are going to be coming out. Good luck. It's a losing battle, man. That's a battle you don't want to fight because you're going to lose, and you're going to lose big.
100.
Maybe, right? I mean, look at the flip side, though. I mean, look how many small fucking countries we've tried to destroy, where we had far superior weaponry, and they just kicked our ass.
Yeah, but we learned a lot from doing all that.
Well, you wouldn't say kicked our
Technology's
ass
come a
because we
long
won.
way since then.
Yeah, we won every battle. It's just that they just have to outlast us. So technically, it's not kick our ass.
I think we got our asses pretty kicked in Vietnam.
Yeah, but we won every battle. So how can we get our asses kicked if we won every battle?
Well, I mean, the kill death ratio, if you like, way more Viet Cong died than U.S. soldiers. That's for
Exactly.
sure.
But in the long
They
run,
just
a
had
lot
to
of US
outlast
soldiers got
because
fucked
they
up in
lived
Agent
there.
Orange.
But yeah, I mean, did we win that war though? I wouldn't say. Did we lose it? I'm not sure we
Look
lost.
How long look how long we've been in Afghanistan and fucking Iraq and all those places.
Yeah, dude, and that's retarded, dude.
Well, now we just gave them hardware so we can go back again for another 20 years.
Which
to go.
because they live there, we don't.
Yeah, but now
So
we
all
got
they
the
have
new
to do is
cool
outlast
super.
us.
But we have the new super A10s to go against the older A10s. Gotta have an excuse to get new equipment. The ocean's getting full of Humvees and tanks
Yep,
and helicopters.
I know.
And of course,
Well, I
we
mean-
always could just nuke Vietnam and Afghanistan and call it a win.
It's not really a win for humanity, unfortunately.
But a win is a win, you know.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
I did learn
You're not
something.
paying Joel.
No, I haven't shot a 3-gun match. It's been about 5 years, and so I did my first back into it was a night match a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna load all my shotgun magazines the night before. Don't do that with these magazine-fed shotguns, especially with like Fiocchi, because they have kind of a thin wall on their shotgun ammos. It
They
warped
over-
all my fucking rounds, and
Mhm.
nothing would load.
Oh no,
Yep.
Just killed me.
that sucks.
On the pistol rifle on these stages, I did pretty damn well, but fuck the shotgun stages, I couldn't finish a single stage.
That's why
You still rocking
I'm a
that
big-
the Turkish shotgun that
Fed.
you were pimping
Yeah,
out?
so I tested it, you know, because I didn't have a light on it, so I took it to work that week and tried out my gear and make sure everything was running well, because I hadn't put a lot of rounds through it, and they recommended putting 200 of like 1300 plus shit, and at the time I only had some 1170s and some 1200, and so I just, you know, I was like, I should probably dump about 50 more rounds, make sure it's going to feed the ammo I'm going to run. Everything worked great. I was getting the spinner in fucking 2 shots at 20 yards. And then fucking, like I said, I loaded a couple days later. I loaded all my shit up the night before, and yeah, you could see it where it, like the rounds were bent and they would not load. Just fucking killed me.
So I do have a question for you guys, and it has to pertain to the next 4 years, and it has nothing to do with Trump, although it has to do with Trump because I think it's a reaction to Trump, or perhaps a deep state program against Trump. But think about this. How many people did we just let across the border in the last 4 years into this country, unvetted, unchecked, unknown as to their current locations, potentially fucking
Roughly 20
training,
million.
doing things in the country, waiting for a fucking signal from a central location to spring the trap? And okay, you have like 2 dudes in 2 cities and 2 states at the same time doing 2 different things, and it's national news and everyone's freaking out and they're canceling ball games and doing all these things, right? What if you had, and they have the numbers for this in spades, 10 people in every state?
It's a problem.
That's 500 people. That's a lot of people to coordinate, granted.
Yep.
But 10 people in every state has an attack on the same day. The government would be overwhelmed. The response would be beyond the pale. It is something that I think they could fucking do because they have enough people here that are, you know, from countries that fucking hate our guts, that are probably here to do harm, that came here to do harm, you know, and they're waiting for their time. And I think the time is pretty fucking soon. And as a result, I am carrying religiously right now. I went to the store today and I forgot my gun. I went back home and got it so that I could do shopping because I'm like, I'm not going to go in a Walmart without being armed right now. I don't give a fuck.
Good call, man.
But I don't know, man. Are you guys like at a heightened sense of awareness about things? Do you agree that this is a potential problem that we might be facing in the next couple of years, or is this just a Honda fucking shut the fuck up type situation?
Nah,
Well, I'm
I mean,
always in a heightened sense of awareness.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's always a Honda shut the fuck up situation.
I haven't upgraded anything I'm carrying. That being said, I carry
Don't go
more
carry.
than most.
I'm
I
just
carry
kidding.
more than most. So
Yeah, I mean, you guys know what I carry, and I think it's adequate. And if I felt like I was going to get in a gun battle, I'd probably carry more. In fact, I probably wouldn't go out if I thought I was going to get in a gun battle. But if there was a gun battle coming to me, I have plenty of other things that I could grab too. It's not a big deal. Like,
As soon as I walk
I've
out
been
the door, I always
carrying-
think I can possibly get into a gun battle. So,
well, I'm okay. Like, if I think it's likely, though, like, yeah, could it possibly happen? Sure, that's why you carry a gun, right? But do you think it's more likely to get in a gun battle than to not? Then maybe you
Yes.
shouldn't go there. You know,
where I'm at.
Leo does live in an interesting area.
Oh, that's true.
See, I don't go to those parts of Portland. But those have always been the parts he didn't go to Portland. They've been that way for a long time.
I will say the parts of Denver that were bad are worse than they used to be. Like,
Oh
Aurora,
yeah, that's for sure. Same thing in Portland. I mean, the murder rate, I think, is 4 times more than it was a few years ago.
like I used to live in Aurora, Colorado, and now it's like you hear the national news about these fucking gang things going on, right? But the nightly news, every single fucking night, there's a story about a house party that ends in a shooting or a drive-by shooting or a fucking murder victim, and they're looking for the suspect or whatever. Every fucking night. It didn't used to be like that. Like, you hear about it like once a week. You know what I mean? There'd be like a news story every week. Like, oh my God, did you hear about this one? And now it's like every goddamn night there's another fucking story.
Yeah, I agree with Lawfully.
Washington, Oregon used to be well under the national average. You know, average around 3 homicides per 100,000 and less. But it's not been that way for the last 4 years. I mean, I think Oregon is now around 12, and Washington, I think, is up to 8.
Well, unfortunately, I don't even trust the fucking government statistics anymore because they have every reason to obfuscate and cover things up, right? Especially under the Biden administration the last 4 years, and like they're like want to fucking paint this picture of everything being rosy and great. It's like the number of homicides went down, but then if you look into it, it's like, well, that's because some of the major areas where homicides happened haven't been reporting for this period of time. And once those figures are added in, actually the number's up, not down. But like they use it as a talking point. They like put that number out so that they can go on CNN and be like, oh, look, the number of the violent crime rate is down. I don't know what all you right-wingers are talking about, but if you look at the actual zoomed out data, it shows that you're a bunch of fucking retards. Ha ha ha. And then the fucking like the real data comes out like a year later and it shows actually, yeah, the crime rate went up. You were all gaslighting everybody. You were all lying to everyone's faces.
Yeah, but
right?
unfortunately, you know why? Because if they talk about who's committing these crimes, it's racist.
Well, that needs to go out too, man.
I know, it's stupid. I mean, how we can't help. These groups will never be helped if we can't be honest about the problems.
Well, and I don't think it's genetic. I think it's cultural. I think that there's a cultural problem when you have government that is like going into people's homes and breaking up families because it makes it cheaper or like more cost beneficial to families to not have a father in the house than it does to have the father in the house. And even better, have multiple fathers paying child support to the same woman for the group of kids that she has with like 5 different baby daddies or whatever, you know? Like, this is the culture that we're perpetuating. These are the things that we're subsidizing and getting more of. And what are we taxing? We're taxing families. We're taxing the traditional family with a father and a mother there who are raising the kids together and doing everything right. Well, you got to pay for your shit, you got to pay for your kids' shit, and you got to pay for these fucking for like someone else's shit too, because that's the way it works now. But if you're on the receiving end, it's like, well, thank God there's these people paying for everything because I like my WIC groceries or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a lot of these kids on TikTok and shit that'll have their EBT cards that'll be like doing dances with EBT cards.
Dude, I saw there was an immigrant person who was doing shopping, and they like ran his card and looked at how much money he had. He had like $10,000 of like food credit on his fucking card. Like Jesus, dude. I mean, that'd be nice, but fuck that shit, dude. We're paying for that.
I've seen it both ways. Fucking, it was, like 6-7 years ago. My son was having a fever. It was about 3 a.m. Obviously, the only thing that open was Walmart because we didn't have any children Tylenol here. So I get up, fucking go to Walmart. There's this couple in front of me. They got a shopping cart just full of junk food. And these are fucking white people. And I think it ended up being like $600 worth of fucking junk food. And they pull out the magic card. And it took forever. And there was the only cash register open. And at night they don't have the self checkouts open. So it took like 30 fucking minutes to get through the line. And they're the only people in front of me. And so the lady looks at me because she can tell I'm pissed. I'm like, you're fucking welcome. And
you said that to them?
Yes, he fucking did. so they walk off, right? And the cashier's like, man, you don't know how many times I fucking wanted to say that. That's so badass. And so I happened to, I only had the 2 things. I had some Pediasure and some children Tylenol. So I'm walking up behind them. I'm parked pretty close to them. They get into a fucking $80,000 fucking SUV.
Mm-hmm.
They were clearly ex-meth heads, or maybe still on meth. I'm not sure, but
shit.
But then same thing, like probably about 8 years ago, I'm at Safeway. It's Super Bowl. My mom. It was when the Seahawks were playing. My mom's a Seahawks fan. She's like, "Hey, can I come over and do some wings and watch the game and shit?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I go to fucking Safeway to get some wings and a couple of little things, and there's this really hot Hispanic girl in front of me, mid-20s, just beautiful. Same thing. You can clearly tell she's buying for a Super Bowl party. Over $400 was just fucking party food. Pulls out the magic card. And then fucking walks and gets in a fucking $70,000 Lexus. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm here, at the time I was probably, I think my taxes at Google was almost $30,000 a year what I was paying. And fucking I was like, I can't afford a fucking $70,000 car.
How do I get a hookup like this?
I mean,
I'm a woman with 10 kids.
This shit bites people in the ass. Either in the short term, long term, or in the next fucking life. I don't care which. Honestly, I wish it would be short term. That would be preferable. Like, oh, you just took your EBT card and bought, $400 worth of Super Bowl food and got in your $60,000 vehicle. And then you get in a car accident on your way home, bitch. That would be funny. I would be okay with that. But that's rarely the way things work. I think what really normally happens
6 months ago. Oh, sorry.
Well, all I was going to say is, like, she doesn't own that car, and it's probably going to get repoed at some point. That's all.
Right.
Is that, do you guys have, is it Winco? Is that in your area?
No.
Nope.
Okay. So it's a employee-owned business. It's pretty good. It's pretty good food. It's pretty affordable. We were there whenever we do like our major shopping for the month. We go there. Same thing. There's this minority family in front of us, 3 really young kids. The dad's wearing like 7 gold chains. They pull out the magic card. I think they bought $600 something worth of groceries, and then she told them their balance, and it was like over $1,500 still left on this thing. And he opens his wallet, and he had probably, I would say $2,000 in fucking cash and his, pays for it with his fucking card.
Yeah,
And then,
why
goes
wouldn't
out and gets in a brand new lifted fucking Ram, which is about $70,000 fucking dollars. I'm like, I was like, fucking Christ, fucking struggling here. And, it's because I'm fucking white. I don't get any help.
Dude, I can't
And,
say that I've never gotten a handout from the government because COVID, right? During the COVID shutdown, the unemployment that I got, everyone got it pretty much. A lot of people did.
It wasn't really a handout because you would have been working if you were allowed to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not really the same
I didn't.
thing.
I had to just work the whole time.
But that's the only time I've never gotten like child care money. I've never gotten grocery money. I've never gotten an Obama phone. I've never gotten anything other than that.
About 20 years ago, my parents got a divorce. My mom was a cook for most of her life, always on her feet. So she was having some kind of like spider vein shit in one of her legs. And she couldn't get any help, and the job she had sucked, so she didn't have health insurance. So someone told her, like, go to the state. They'll help you out, right? So she's like, hey, will you go with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so we go in there. I think my mom's about 42 at the time, and they're like, yeah, for white people, it's about a 2-year wait right now. And they fucking told her this. I heard this. They're like, if you were Hispanic, or fucking, if you go get pregnant, we can get you on insurance today.
Well, that's nice.
That's when your mom went and found the hottest dude in the parking lot.
Well, it turns out the only group of people that you
Unfortunately,
can discriminate against in this
one
country is the
sister.
majority group. The only people that you can actually discriminate against in the United States today happens to be white people. And it's completely fine with everybody in the whole fucking world if you fuck over a white person because reasons. I don't understand the fucking the thought behind equality means fuck over white people because you need to make things equal. Not equality means everything should be fair for everybody.
Oh yeah, what's
If
your
everything's
thoughts on
fair
this?
for everybody, guess what? Certain groups do way fucking better because they have, like, in general, they have more responsibility than other groups do. And I think that could be solved. I think that if you, like, think about during like, I forget exactly when it was, but when there were black businesses and the Black Wall Street and stuff, there were all these black-owned companies and black-owned restaurants and stores and stuff at that time that were doing really well, that had an entire segment of the economy that, like, fatherlessness in black homes was at an all-time low. Like, marriage was a thing that they stuck to, and because it was beneficial for the family, and so they would do it, right? And now it's like the complete opposite. And part of it's because segregation ended, ironically. Think about this. Because during segregation, there'd be like the black-owned shop that would have black customers that would come in, and they would do business, and everyone would make money and have jobs and do stuff. Segregation ended, and the black people were like, well, I don't want to go to the black-only shop because we couldn't go to this other shop before, so let's go to the other shop that sells the same stuff and spend our money there because we can go there now. And so a lot of these shops, the black-owned places, went out of business because black people wouldn't even shop at them anymore. So it, like, ruined a whole segment of the economy. And at the same time, they're like, oh, hey, well, it wasn't the same time, but, a couple of years later, hey, everybody, check out this crack cocaine that we've got. Helps us with our fucking foreign wars and government takeovers in South America if you guys buy this crack. So maybe you guys should all get addicted. It'll be great. And so that's what they did. And yeah, you guys know the rest. And part of that leads to the fatherlessness in homes is because the dad was dealing drugs or in the drug trade or doing something like that and got caught and had to do 10 to 20. Well, Junior was 5 years old when he went to prison. He was 15 years old when he got out. By that point, he's on his way in. You know what I mean? Like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I can't speak tonight. I'm having troubles.
Yeah, perpetuating cycle.
Anyway, let's hit these super chats real quick. Sounds like a good time to upgrade your EDC. Ha 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 ha. Fuck you, Calhoun.
What are you running right now?
We don't want to bring this up.
I really like my 642 because it's easy to carry. I practice with it every time I go to the range. I'm pretty good at shooting it. It's 5 shots, but I'm okay with that. It's time for the bacon grease filled hollow points.
That sounds delicious and extremely rich. I love that. I love it. All of that.
I mean, how long was it? Do you guys know the answer to this?
Have
How
you worked
long
on
was it
reloads under
between-
pressure?
What's that?
Have you worked on reloads like under pressure?
Please don't get that going again.
Yeah,
It's an elevated spirits.
you do that in the back chat. The EDC on this channel is done for a topic.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, by the way. I don't know, man. I was dealing with more shit that night than just EDC, to be
It's
fair.
okay. We just turned the whole thing off. We don't have to worry about it.
I
Anyway,
mean, we can
I
still
got some
talk about
good
it for the
footage from an
views.
EDC match I shot a couple weeks ago.
If
Once I
you
get
want the
it
clicks,
spliced together, I'll share it with you.
what do you carry, Infernus?
43X mostly. But I also
mostly.
have an AR pistol in my car at all times. But
Yes.
Do you call it an ARP in conversation?
no, I don't.
An AARP. That'd be one of those in 45. Ha.
Actually, why that would be like a Tommy gun, wouldn't it? Just carry a Tommy gun in the truck.
Like an OG.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Put on a
I've always
suit and
wanted one of
bowler
those,
hat.
but the price is redonkulous.
LCP Max. That's a good Gary. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The
Did you
guy I
get that
know,
Ruger clone lawfully?
SIG
What?
365.
That RX, whatever the fuck it is?
No, I've got that 1022 on my way.
Oh,
the
I'll
guy
get
I
one
know,
they've
he
got
has
on
a
colors.
gold-plated. He has a gold-plated Thompson.
G23 Gen 3. Got a Max 9. What's a Max 9?
It's a Ruger.
It's a
Ruger.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, that's
But I
right.
also always have a Glock 19 in my car too.
Whoa. Furnace with the cool shit.
You rich bastard.
You know, there was a period of time in
I
history
got it from
during
320
the
new.
Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire, that's referred to as the time when the roads became dangerous.
We're
And
part of the
traveling
Glock.
became a problem, and you couldn't just go to the store or you couldn't go visit the neighboring city or whatever without serious problems of being fucking having all your shit stolen, having your wife raped and you murdered and your kids fucking stolen and sold into slavery or something. Because that's the way shit worked.
Mexico?
We're part of the
Basically,
Glock
Mexico.
Range.
What's up?
So we're
Oh,
part of the
Somalia.
Glock range program. So I got it for 320 new
Shit.
for MOS
Nice.
Gen 5.
For MO, holy shit, that's a really fucking good deal.
What
You
does
can't
MOS
not.
stand for?
That's the cut for the dot.
Modular optics system, I think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the modular.
See
don't
the
know
new
if I-
MOS
I
7?
I kind of regret what I went with for my red dot.
What'd you get?
I have SCSs on my 17s and my 19. The Hollow Sun SCS. It's nice that it bolts directly to the frame. You don't have to use a mount or a plate, but you can't turn the brightness up and down. It's all auto.
That's weird.
I really like my Vortex. My Vortex is awesome.
Shoot, I've been carrying
No,
my
it's-
Ruger
No, it's,
SR19.
oh, I've never had a problem with it not being bright enough, but like about 20 yards, if you're shooting at an 8-inch plate or smaller, and if you're running the donut of death, you just can't fucking see through the plate. It's just too bright. You can't see your target.
Yeah, I've been running a Sealy Wolf, the green dot, and you can adjust it up and down.
These are
I've been pretty
green.
happy with that.
These are green too, and you can just switch to the dot only, which will fix the problem because it's just a 2 MOA dot. But
Yeah, I wish I could do that. That's one.
How
thing
is
I
the
keep
how are
up.
the Sealies? Because those are fairly price.
Yeah, I think I picked mine up for like 180 on sale. muffins. I've been running it for going on 2 years. I've changed the battery once just out of, I guess, practice of changing batteries at least once a year. I didn't
See,
need
these
it.
things have an internal battery, and so if it's fully charged, it's supposedly supposed to last 30,000 hours.
Hmm.
But
I run mine
can't-
on pretty much second
if
to
the
max
battery
brightness.
if the battery dies, you will have to get it replaced because it's an internal. It's not a changeable battery.
Yeah, I've been happy with it.
I'm not a fan of that. Like, it's nice to have the rechargeable factor, but like when the batteries die, which batteries die,
Yeah.
then you have to replace the whole fucking thing. That sucks. Although
I
I
kinda wanted
was
that
reading
Herbalife
today that there is some new diamond-based battery technology that if you were to upscale it to like Tesla batteries, would make the batteries last for 1 million miles, like way longer than a car would last.
Hmm.
So that like kind of solves that, because like right now it's like what, like 50 or 100,000 miles, and you got to change the batteries is basically how it works. I'm sure there's probably some system that's better than that by a little bit, but not by much, not by 10 times.
What's nice about the SES is it sits low enough where your standard height, your normal Glock sights are co-witness. So if it dies on me, I can still use my irons, and then the window of it is also small enough. If you just put that in the center of your target, you can hit it out to 40 yards pretty easily on a silhouette sized target.
That's gonna make a lot of people happy there. What Daniel just said, commie fuck Trudeau is officially resigning.
Yeah,
What
he
happened?
basically got kicked out.
What happened?
They're tired of his shit.
Yeah, but I thought he was going to stay in until they fucking like Gaddafi'd his ass or something.
No, I think like 4 countries have flipped. Like some small country over by Africa, France, and Canada all flipped like this year, and then obviously we flipped.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Apparently, it just broke like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and Syria.
Just now
yeah,
broke.
like 5 countries changed leadership this year.
Well, this is a big fucking deal because Trudeau's been in power for, what, like 10 years, 12 years, something like that?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
And he's a huge piece of shit. He's a tool for the international one world government system that's trying to take everything over. He's a gaslighter. He's a liar. He's a piece of shit. And no one fucking thinks of him. The policies that he's been implementing have been fucking over regular Canadians since he got into office, and yet he still manages to like stay in power because it seems like basically 25% of the population is fucking retarded and will vote for whatever you tell them to vote for. Same thing here, except for with a 2-party system, it makes it a little bit harder. There, they've got like multiple parties, so you only need like 30% of the vote and you can win, you know?
Apparently, he's going to be on a Wednesday for an official step down.
Fuck him.
That's how Forrest Gump would always talk about stuff. He wouldn't be like May 29th. He'd be like, Jenny died on a Tuesday.
Right. I think that's what he said, like their national committee or something like that is going to, national caucus going to meet.
I'm sorry, you like to eat what?
Cock.
Good time to remind everybody that Tom Hanks was on the Epstein client list.
Yeah,
on the
that's
flat
why
logs.
he's in Germany, where they just lowered the age of consent to 14. It's kind of fucked up.
I'm pretty convinced that the whole pedophile ring with DC and Hollywood are both way fucking more true than any of us ever thought.
Yeah, I think they're all nasty bastards.
Yeah, and they are connect quite a bit.
Well, I mean, it goes back to J. Edgar Hoover, right? J. Edgar Hoover was the director of the FBI, I think, or CIA, I forget which. FBI, I think. And
Yeah, he's a feed.
Yeah.
And he would rule through blackmail. So he would get blackmail on people in power and then get them to dance like a marionette for the things that he wanted to have done. And it worked so fucking well that they did it to him, got him out, and then now they do it to everybody. Now, like, they took really good notes on how to fucking control things. And it ends in you fucking pay a guy so much money that he's a billionaire so that he can buy an island so that he can invite other rich and influential people to his island to party. And then there's cameras fucking everywhere and you get your blackmail. I mean, I think that's the most evolved, or at least 10 years ago, the most evolved form of that. Who knows what it is now? I wonder what the P. Diddy thing was all about. Not sure if that's connected to, or if that was more just fucking, Hollywood insider type shit because they're into that. I'm not sure. But it seems to me that would be another method that you could compromise people and have information and blah, blah, blah. Because I feel like P. Diddy Combs himself thought that he couldn't be touched because of all of this information that he had on rich and powerful people. But I guess, if you go too far, they even get rid of, the hand that feeds them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you think some of this has to do with, what we consider pedophilia now is way different than what we considered even 30 years ago?
No, I've been pretty stern, and if you fuck kids, you're no longer
right.
with
But
us.
my mom was married at 15 years fucking old, so
Oh no,
it's
that's fucking kids.
Things have changed.
But
Things have changed. That is true, and there used to be like a level that was more normal than it is now. Like if you're like 20 and you were dating a 15-year-old, it was like,
Yeah,
versus now it'd be like
my dad is 6 years older than my mom.
Right. So yeah, 21 and 15. There you go. Exactly.
Right.
They started dating when she was 13.
19.
Yeah, but they started dating. He didn't just roll up into the mall with a free candy sign on his van.
That's how it used to be. Though.
That's how he got her.
What? Elvis. What? How old when he married his wife? Like was she like 15 or something? 16 when they started dating? He was like 28, young. Some shit.
Okay, while things have changed, that is true. Even back then, that kind of shit was controversial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was if they
legal
were under,
and it was accepted, but it was still controversial and it was still talked about by people.
But that was pretty much
if it got to a certain level.
Kids, if they were like pre-puberty, that's when it was considered gross.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying like 19 and
13 at that point, but yeah.
That would be acceptable, but people would still talk about it back then. Right. Like now, it's not acceptable, and people would throw you in jail.
So now, 100 years ago, it was a different story. Like as soon as you was able to bleed,
I know, right?
You was old enough to get married. Yeah.
There's grass on the field; you can play.
Right. But then again, also,
that was also because you lived like 25.
But yeah, and like also a lot of them wouldn't make it till 20 anyway.
Oh yeah, the fourth, fifth kid would kill him, right?
Yeah. So
yeah, if you waited to 18 to have your first kid, you'd die with like a 1-year-old.
Right, over something you can just go to the drugstore and get over the counter now.
I'm glad we went this direction. It is gross, but I'm just saying, like, times have changed.
Right, and plus you had to be a lot.
I don't know that the times have changed. It's that
and like mentally, you was more an adult than anything back then too, because you had to be.
Our understanding of the brain's development.
Right.
Right, yeah. In more harsher conditions, you grow up faster.
Right, because you were the farmhand. You didn't have time to fuck around. Or you were taking care of all your kids because your mom died.
You could make a logical argument, especially at the age that we tend to live to now, that you probably shouldn't have most of your rights until you're about 25 because you make fucking stupid decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think you shouldn't be able to vote. You shouldn't be able to serve in the military. Like, there's a lot of things you probably shouldn't do.
Right, that's the problem. Is our country is not physically fit enough, so we have to have that margin of 18 to basically 30 for our military. Like,
well, here's the thing though. There's like 15-year-olds that are like adults and they're responsible and they do shit and they're good and you don't have to worry about them. There's 25-year-olds that you couldn't trust driving a car because they'd probably fuck it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
that depends on their upbringing a little bit.
Although I will say that as a zoomed out fucking perspective, we're like wolves and dogs, right? Like our great grandparents were wolves. They were wild. They had to grow up quick. They had to deal with shit, and they died young. And you know what I mean? They were strong because they had to be.
Yep.
Versus dogs are kind of like wolf puppies. They never get past that puppy phase. They always want to play. They always want to lick your face. They always want to, and that's kind of what we are now. We're like the fucking dogs. We're the domesticated wolves.
I do love doggy style.
Womp womp womp.
That was
One of the
for you,
leading
huh?
causes of death a little over 100 years ago was diarrhea. Having Gatorade would have saved so many lives.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, just having a bottle of Tylenol would have made you a rich bastard back in the day. If they had it, right? Even rich people, died. Still.
Yeah, but they had like morphine and cocaine and shit, man. Like they had
This
stuff.
is true. And right, yeah.
They just didn't have like antibiotics and
The good shit.
understanding of microbiology.
Right.
Yeah, they just had nightshade and stuff to kill their husbands.
Or when you get an infection, you just cut that whole limb off. And hope that don't get
we still
infected.
do that.
Right.
Just lop it.
Right.
So have you heard the police chief of London has been threatening U.S. citizens with arrest because of memes about London?
Yes.
Yes.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, they said that in the summer too. Back in the summer.
They said they were going to send their own force over here to enforce it, and I'm like, good fucking luck, Captain.
Do you think that's going to do anything but make like 10 million Americans suddenly make posts about London that they wouldn't have made otherwise? Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now.
People posting about London.
I'm pretty sure we threw a whole bunch of tea in the ocean and fought a whole war so we wouldn't have to worry about what the police chief of London says.
What are they upset about?
Specifically,
media.
I don't know. That's a good question. Was there a specific fucking thing that set this all off? Does anyone know?
I don't remember.
It was British people being
I don't
pissed because of Islamic takeovers in their country.
Yeah, because and even their own citizens that they went after them for it because basically they want to be able to sweep it under the rug. Unlike people don't have fucking a cell phone in everybody's pocket anymore.
Oh, so it's one of those like, hey, we stopped our people from talking about this, but you pesky Americans are still talking about it.
Right.
Yeah, when Tommy Robinson just dropped his documentary, then Elon Musk picked it up. So like now everybody in America is talking about what's going on in the UK now. So it's picking up a lot of steam.
Okay, so it's a documentary that triggered this.
Yeah.
Well, the next problem is they're roughly 5 years ahead of us, so it's coming here, and we've already seen the mass immigration of these kind of people that are creating these problems there.
And it's like 90% Pakistani for some reason.
Tommy Robinson was in Canada and was arrested there today.
Today?
I think it was today or yesterday, one of the two. I saw a video on X a little bit ago about it.
Now, I think he's been locked up for a couple of days now because they re-locked him up.
It might have been the beginning of the weekend.
Yeah, something like that.
Do they like throwing him in jail for what would be freedom of speech here in the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically,
Europe hasn't had that for a long time.
Yeah, they don't have that.
Yeah, basically when he put out that documentary, that violated something. Like his release, they had him on already. So that's when they locked him back up. Right, it's something like that.
It's just amazing to me that in first world countries and 2025 now we're in, holy shit, boys.
Current year.
First world fucking countries that are like freedom of speech is out because we need to control the people.
Yeah, but a lot of these countries never really, and they never had it the form like we did.
Right,
Never.
like we know that luxury. We don't know not having it. Like the fact that we have it is amazing, and it's the biggest crux to what they want to get rid of. The Second Amendment, protects it, but our Constitution is a thorn in their foot.
Well, we have the First Amendment, and our government walks all over our First Amendment all the fucking time.
Yep.
And we still have the right to bitch about it on the computer like this.
But
We almost
the fact
did.
that it's out there like that gives us at least on paper the right to fucking talk about shit,
And we almost didn't have it the right to bitch about on the computer. Because
Mhm.
YouTube, Twitter, and
Heavily
before
restricted.
Elon bought Twitter.
Well, that's how they were getting around it, right? They're like, hey, all of this censorship thing that Europe has going on sounds great. We'd love some of that censorship shit too. Oh no, we have the First Amendment here. I know. We're going to outsource our censorship to private companies. That way, it's not the government doing it. It's Twitter, it's Google, it's YouTube, it's whoever.
Right, private company. They can do whatever they
And they
want.
can do what they want. Even though we have a backdoor portal where our agents are looking at every post on everybody's shit and saying, okay, this one's good, that one's not, and then calling up your people and telling you what to take down. But it's your company, though. It's solely your company.
100.
Yeah, they walk all over the Second Amendment, too. And we were talking
Yeah.
about that earlier with,
They took down the account
next generation of drones versus an AR-15. It's going to be like the evil Terminator T-1000, and you're going to have your AR still. Like, I mean, maybe we could take a couple of them out, but
Maybe we. I don't even want to say that on the internet.
now I want to know what you were thinking.
Right? Like I don't. Like, maybe I say it on the back chat.
Grok knows.
Right? I was gonna say some shit.
Dude, I love Grok, by the way. You guys use Grok at all?
Not yet.
Feel like I was having it draw Elon Musk and Trump holding guns together.
Oh yeah, I used it a little bit.
Look, it's pointed right at him with his finger on the trigger, though. What the fuck?
That wasn't a T-1000. That was an HK aerial.
Oh, can you not see this? Apparently not. I'm on the wrong one.
No.
Dang it.
You
Dang it.
Honda, the
What are
flying
you talking about?
vehicle.
That's AI as fuck.
Or an A bomb.
Nah, that's real. What are you talking about, off the top?
Oh, I mean, good job,
Actually-
Elon.
You need to use it to make a new channel logo for yourself.
This doesn't even look like Trump. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, that one has great trigger discipline. In that
My
one,
new logo's sick, bro. Thanks, Chris, from Missouri Survival.
Look at this fucking gun.
oh,
It doesn't know which way
those
it's
are
going.
docking AKs.
Did Leo say docking?
That's his favorite
Those are
thing.
docking AKs.
I like
at
that AK with the double action.
It's an AK with an it's an AK. That's how AKs are made right there.
Yep.
That's how they make little AKs.
You gotta have a double
Ate its
chamber.
twin. It consumed its twin in the womb.
I think this is the one I went with for the chat. It's the only one that doesn't look AI to me.
That's in Nebraska there for sure.
It looked like Arizona.
Come on. Let Nebraska have something.
Here, have it draw something. Come up with something for it to draw.
Elon and Trump Space Force uniform.
Ohio Patriot.
yeah.
Okay. Do it.
Do it.
Do it
Come
now.
on, do it. Do it now.
Do it.
What are you waiting for?
Wait, I'm gonna take off. I gotta get a few things done before work tomorrow.
Stay beautiful in Furnace.
I know
It
you.
was good talking to everybody. It's been too long.
You ain't gotta go nowhere.
This isn't Space
That's
Force.
good,
What the
Fergus.
fuck? AI. Look at him. He looks retarded.
Looks like that Punisher. That's dope.
This is like a
He's-
slim Kim
He is the
Jong-un.
evil Elon Musk 2000. He is here to end the future.
I like that.
Who's that, Putin?
Works better with
His
if you have
Russian
sight.
connections. AI is going to kill all of us, isn't it?
Is
What's the A stand for?
Artificial
What's the I stand for?
intelligence.
What's
Something
the
that
A stand for?
we're forgetting. Assholes.
I'm
Integrity.
Fergus,
I'm
you
sorry.
created it. You tell us.
I'm sorry, it's a stupid.
You made it in Furnace, you
Right,
bastard.
it made it. All right.
It's a stupid red versus blue joke.
No. You made it anyway. Still, this is all your fault.
That's what I was working on before, right when I got fired.
I could tell they had to get rid of you. You were getting too close.
You got the
It used to
AGI
be,
going.
when Google used to have a fucking sense of humor and was a cool place to work. When you would log into the Corp network, it would use like the 1s and 0 artwork, and it would be a fucking nuke, and then it would say Skynet went aware on blah blah, like the little story of Terminator is pretty funny.
That's scary.
And their motto was "Do no evil."
Yep.
Now they're
It was a
doing
different company.
evil bastards.
When Larry and Sergey walked away and Sundar took over is when it turned into a woke shithole and all the censorship bullshit.
I bet.
I've shot machine guns with the fucking owners.
Not the current owners.
Ooh.
Correct, right. Yeah, because they've one of them just kind of works on their space program. The other one works on the automated shit. They don't really do anything with Google anymore.
Those bastards.
That sucks because Larry was a really cool dude, and so was Sergey. But they got too rich. The corporation part took over.
Yep, that's the way it always works, man. The corporations take over and
the dude from
sell
Android,
everyone's souls and fuck everything up and cash the money and leave.
right? The dude from Android is what really put him under fire the first time, because like he was fucking one of his coworkers or one of the people under him, and they were both married, and then she didn't get a promotion, so she fucking sued Google, and they had to fire him, but they had to pay him $80 million because he owned Android.
Holy shit.
That's
Now
kinda
their
fire
motto
in my
is
love.
"Do evil."
And that's when shit really started going downhill. So.
80 mil.
Dude,
Yeah,
I used to have to write because I had to get, I don't remember what top secret clearance it was, but I worked on our Gov Cloud, and I would get to deny the government when they were asking for information. I'm like, no, I don't see a justification for this.
That's why they fired you.
Yeah.
No, because that was my job. Google used to fucking care about that type of shit.
Yeah, they wanted someone in there who wouldn't do their job, so they got they found a
And then,
reason.
same thing when they found out China was hacking, like people's emails who were trying to bring free information to China and shit. Google unlocked, or the owners unlocked search at China for almost three months because they were fucking upset, like because it was being used to attack people who were working on civil rights and shit there. And dude, it was a different company at one point, and it fucking changed. It sucks. I mean, you all know how YouTube was at one point.
Oh, it was
You
great.
fucking talk about
Oh,
anything
yeah.
you wanted.
And the
Just
algorithm was
more fucking woke people got there, and then they just fucking destroyed it.
I had like $17 in my YouTube account before they switched the rules. I was like, God damn it!
You motherfuckers.
Right,
I could have bought a Coke.
right. It was right. I was about right. I was about to build it up.
Yeah, you need $100 for them to fucking pay you out.
Right.
All right, here's a gay frog. Is this gay enough?
No. We can go gayer.
It's pretty gay.
It's pretty gay.
What are you talking about? That is a fashionable church uniform in certain neighborhoods.
This is true. This is true.
Make it gayer.
Put
Oh,
put it in the water, make it gay.
Oh, that's pretty gay right there.
That's just
That is it right there.
Yep. That was bedazzled.
2 bow ties. Oh man, that's gay.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty
Elton
gay.
John frog.
That's it right there. That's the one.
That's pretty gay.
That's classy.
More gay.
If I can't smell the dicks coming off his breath, it ain't gay enough.
Yeah, I want to smell the dick from looking at the picture. I want to look at the picture and smell dick somehow.
Dude, whatever you do, don't put that in AI because you're gonna get some shit that's gonna get.
Oh, there's a boa.
That's getting there.
Oh, look at that.
The
All
last
right,
one
homie.
just
I
like
gotta
a
get
French
it.
That's
outfit.
pretty good. See you, man.
Right.
Love you all.
See ya.
Love
Safe.
you, man.
Later.
Later.
I mean, you see what I wrote there.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Someone look at them.
Well, it definitely went with smell.
Oh no.
I thought it was gonna be a picture of Dick Van Dyke pop up or something.
Now it's just mixing things that I put in earlier.
Oh, almost showing a dick.
Yeah. I can almost
Thought
smell
about
it.
All right.
That's very Honda right there.
What, this one?
Yeah.
That just screams Honda to you when you see
What
it.
do you call an aquarium for amphibians?
For amphibians,
I didn't hear
Yeah.
nothing you said.
Gay frog riding a motorcycle.
that's your new channel logo.
Yeah, whatever it pops up. Whatever we vote on out of these four things. Ooh, I'm liking number 3 so far with the hat.
Wait till you see his no bottoms.
All right, what do we got here?
Oh yeah, that screams Honda.
I like the paint job on this bike, though. Look at that. That's
I
cool.
bet you.
Yeah,
I bet you
that's
would.
decent.
It's a
Yeah,
gay
man.
frog bike, bro.
Look at these bikes. They're fucking sweet. They got
Look at his
cool-
eyes. His eyes are cool.
Yeah, for real.
I think that dude's tripping.
Oh fuck yeah! It's even a slant bike for Honda.
The fuck is a
Front rocket.
slant
I
bike?
don't know, a not
I
Harley
think
bike. I
that
don't know
was-
shit
I
about
think that
bikes.
was-
Every time you
I
say
think
shit
that
about
was
bikes, you just
racist.
zone the fuck out for an hour.
Slant
Actually-
bike?
Actually, that one's kind of cool.
We'll take a stab and imagine that means
Right. Actually,
slant
right.
eye.
You can use any
Yeah.
one of these pictures. It'd be decent.
It's
Okay.
a racist slur
We're gonna
towards
do flying through space,
Ooh, ask it if 9/11 was an inside job.
rainbow background in the background. Gay frog on motor. There we go. See what it does.
Get
this
the
time.
gayness.
Well, because it's got to be for the gay frog chat, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's got to be gay.
I think this is how I'm doing my thumbnails from now on, by the way. Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
what
gay.
kind of bike is that?
It's a slant bike.
A high-speed bike for a high-speed guy. It's not
Oh,
no
that's-
Harley Davidson. That's for
That's like a
queers.
mix between a slant bike and a Harley bike.
That's like your off-road one.
That's kind of cool. That looks like a Tron bike, kind of.
That looks just like you. You should get a jacket like that.
Yeah, number 3 had your build.
Yeah, that's the one.
Number 3.
I
This
don't know.
one.
Well, I like. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's you.
No, number
Yeah.
one is better. Like, I mean, look at the handlebars.
Now, if he just had like a doobie in his mouth, that'd be perfect.
What's up with these
That
glasses?
frog's hands.
Yeah, the glasses all. Number one better.
Eye protection, Honda. Come on.
No, look at him again.
They're kind of funky.
Right, it's got one lens.
This is a monocle and one sunglass. That's weird. AI does some weird shit.
With glitter trail. I like it. Yeah, keep that going.
Who's hoovering their cock?
Right, who the fuck doing construction at night?
Oh, my son's vacuuming all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Like the
Oh,
vacuum.
good job.
On the middle of my
Response.
chat. This is great.
I thought he
Very awesome.
bust out the
He can't
buzz
hear you
saw.
because he's vacuuming, Honda.
Yeah. Well, you heard that he was vacuuming, so you heard something. Yeah, I think that's a thumbnail right there. There we go.
Yeah, but
We
he's
finally
not
got
grabbing the
new
handlebars.
background and everything.
Pretty good.
Hey, Brett, can you do that in a minute?
He can't hear you. You got to tap on the shoulder.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Gay Frogs Live Chat. We've been going for about an hour and a half, so it's time to wrap it up.
It's our normal time. Lawfully's ready for bed. He's now dictating how this chat goes.
The only thing is, like, they're not grabbing the handlebars of the motorcycle. That's what's throwing it off, though.
Oh, were you being racist? Is that? I didn't even catch the racism.
Yeah. Have you fucking
Yeah,
met
that's
me? I
what-
live in Nebraska.
That's what I was explaining. As I said, I bet that there's like a racist
Oh.
angle to
I
that.
love black people. That's it. Because Leo's my homeboy.
But you love
like
Mexican.
Japanese?
No, I love their food. I don't like them.
Leo, he loves dirty knees.
That's just true. If you can't get all the gravel out of your knees, you didn't go hard enough. Okay.
I like literally didn't even catch the racism there when you said slant bike.
Yeah, they're
I
made
was
by
thinking,
people with
why,
slanty eyes.
is the
Round eye.
bike is
You
like
repeated it.
slanted or something. Like okay,
God, you brown eye.
yeah.
Yeah, I missed it too. But that was a slow burn. Good one, Muscle Top.
Thank you. Thank
That was a slow burn one. Yeah.
Coldfoot says, "I ride a Honda. How dare you?"
you. Yeah, the slant eye shit. We went for me. It's facts, bro. It's facts.
Daniel
You're
says,
not fucking riding it today. I can tell you that, Coldfoot.
Daniel says, "Do you think there'll be shenanigans at the certification tomorrow?"
Yes.
Not by me.
Nope. Yeah. Keep calm. Keep collected. Remember, the best way to win this is to not play.
Well, the funny thing about the certification tomorrow is that Kamala Harris has to certify that Donald Trump won.
Is it because Poopy Biden's going to be eating ice cream, or
No, it's because that's the vice president's job.
she doesn't know how her head from a hole in the ass? I fucked that up. I'm tired. She probably doesn't know the difference between that either.
Probably both smell like shit.
All of her holes.
She doesn't have to. I mean, if there were like a legitimate reason that they could say that the election was somehow, I mean, cheated or whatever, you know.
They could have their quad.
That was the argument in 2020. Was like, hey, Mike Pence, do something because you're the vice president and you have the ability to certify or not certify this election based upon evidence that is shown to you, like saying like, hey, this election's either legitimate or not. And everyone was like, that's treason. And now like Trump's going to be sworn in. They're like, hey, Kamala Harris, guess what you could do? It's fucking funny. I don't know, dude. It's just funny to
the
me.
hypocrisy. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you.
I wonder if they even see it.
What was that sound effect again? Could you clip that? Use that for your frog. That's like perfect frog noise.
What, this? All right. You think DC will have big issues tomorrow with the certification going on? Maybe. I don't know. DC is like 95% Democrat.
Yep.
And, dude, even the fucking, like, you would think, like, the fucking taxi driver might not be, nope. It's fucking DC. The taxi drivers are Democrat. The fucking waitress is a Democrat. The guy fucking checking parked cars and the meters is a Democrat. They're all fucking Democrats. And like the one guy who's a Republican shuts the fuck up about it because he doesn't want to be persecuted.
Yep.
Antifa will be there in full swing.
You betcha.
Most of the East Coast is getting hit by a snowstorm in the next 12 hours or so maybe not.
Yeah, it's
No,
cold here.
They do like to do fair weather stuff. They can't do it if it's cold.
Right. How are you doing on snow, Honda?
Did it snow?
Yeah, we got about a 1/4 inch of ice and then 2 inches last night and about 4 to 6 inches today.
We got like an 1/8 of an inch of powder.
Oh,
There's
shit.
nothing.
Oh.
We didn't get anything.
It's going to snow all week.
Not
We'll
yet.
pick up this weekend again here.
Be 16.
Yeah, I
inches
saw
in
that
most
there's some
places.
crazy storm going across the fucking nation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting hit with 60 inches in the next 12 hours.
But it's like
You
basically
love
missing,
by
it's
6
basically
a.m.
missing Denver though. Like it skipped over us or something.
Oh yeah.
Muffin Top, you're used to getting 2 inches.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the report.
Yeah, anything over 2 inches, I'm lying.
I'm looking
Call
at
it
the
a
weather
win.
report right now. It's coming Monday. The snow for us.
If you're not in an area that typically doesn't get snow, make
Starting
sure you
at-
have your winter survival stuff ready.
Actually, saying tonight at 2 a.m.
Depending on the states too, there's going to be ice on top of it.
Under it, actually. Under it.
We got a little bit of AM snow on Tuesday. and a little bit of PM snow on Saturday, and that's it.
Oh man.
Other than that, it's just cold. I wish it'd be warmer so I could ride.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
So
warmest
you got
day the
PMS.
next 2 weeks is 49 degrees on Thursday the 16th. And that is 1 degree colder than is the minimum that I usually require to ride. But I might do it.
Put a scarf on, baby, just like your frog.
All right, boys. Well, I think it's time to go ahead and end it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I do hope you guys had a good time. Sorry, I'm like fucking, my brain's not working good today. My brain no work good.
It happens.
Are you being tarded?
A little bit.
Be a little tart. Just a little tart.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. That's all right. It's the flavor of the day sometimes.
But anyway, deuces, y'all. Shall not be in fridge. We'll see you guys next time. Tuesday. I actually got a funeral to go to tomorrow, so I might not even be around for Matt's chat.
Oh, no.
But shit
R.I.P.
sucks. What are you gonna do? But we'll see you guys next time. Deuces. Laters.